Hello and welcome to Clergy News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. US President Donald Trump's comment on Christian genocide has generated heated debate across the country. In northeast Nigeria, Bauchi State, Christian minorities validate the claims, while some Muslims have dismissed it as a mere allegations, insisting persons of all faiths have been equally affected by insecurity in the north. Clergy News Imofonokon has the details.
President Trump, who had earlier threatened to carry out attacks in Nigeria in response to purported anti-Christian violence, said he has instructed the recently renamed Department of War to prepare for possible action in Nigeria. Trump's threat to use U.S. military assets against those he claims are behind the persecution of Christians in Nigeria is generating mixed reactions among adherents of the different faiths. Northern Nigeria has over the years experienced different forms of violent attacks by groups such as Boko Haram and armed bandits who terrorize communities from the northwest to the north central, leaving thousands of people, both Christians and Muslims, dead or displaced. However, some Muslims have questioned the description of the crisis as genocide on Christians, arguing that they too have suffered heavy losses to these violent groups.
Politically, this is what I observe. Muslims are being killed most. In one mosque in Kano, in the last 4 or 5 years, more than 500 Muslims were being killed in just single day. That was on Friday, during the Friday prayers. In one day, more than 500 Muslims have been killed. So how can he say that the Christians have been targeted?
Boko Haram doesn't differentiate whether you are a Christian or a Muslim. When they attack everybody. They don't differentiate. And coming to what is happening now with the bandits, if you go to Katsina, Zambara, what they are killing, they are just massive killing Muslim and Christian, not Christian alone.
Some Christian clerics acknowledge that while some people have been killed in the various attacks, it is important for the Nigerian leadership to take the concerns raised by the international community as a call to do more in protecting lives and ensuring freedom of worship.
The genocide issue we're talking about is a reality. Christians are being maimed, Christians are being attacked and killed on daily basis. And now if I am to make reference to what actually transpired on the plateau, 7th March to be precise, at Dogona Hawa, over 500 people were attacked, innocent Christians, by the Fulani herdsmen, by the Fulani militia, now kill them. And then I wonder why other people will come out and say that there is not genocide.
Our leaders, both in the church and in the politics, have refused to heed our cry. They've not actually seen our plight. The attacks are still going on. As I'm talking to you now, several of our villages where our churches are located are still coming under attack. And so it's God that is raising Donald Trump to speak on our behalf.
Reacting to the development, a Christian cleric, Reverend Isaac Crown, says the years of inaction by successive Nigerian governments is responsible for the assessment made by U.S. authorities.
So what will I say Nigerian we are guilty of? We are guilty of lack of clarity in explaining our position, in trying to show that what the American government is saying is not totally what is happening. We end up saying that what they are saying is wrong. Like we are living in denial. And when you are left with that kind of a thing, you have the unfortunate situation where they will just dismiss you and say, don't listen to those people. Look at the pictures, look at the images we are seeing. Instead of saying to tell us that this thing is happening, but this is why it is happening, they are telling us that no, it doesn't happen at all. They are killing Muslims and killing Christians all together. They complicate the issue. So I call it problem of miscommunication of facts.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has, however, maintained that Nigeria's constitution protects all citizens irrespective of religion and has committed to working with the American government to deal with those perpetuating violence. Imefonokon reporting for Clergy News.
A Catholic priest, Father Angelo Chidi, has welcomed President Donald Trump's decision to tackle the alleged massacre of Christians in Nigeria. Trump had, after designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern, vowed to invade the country with the military if the alleged persecution of Christians in the country is not stopped. Trump's statement has since generated mixed reactions for Nigerians. While some, particularly Christians, are celebrating the move, others believe the security crisis in Nigeria has nothing to do with religion. Reacting on his Facebook page on Sunday, Father Angelo claimed that himself and others have been appealing to President Tinubu over time to stop the killings, reminding him that he has all it takes to stop insecurity and injustice in Nigeria. The cleric accused the president of paying deaf ears to those pleas while humans are being slaughtered daily like cows. He further said that terrorists in Nigeria are walking freely while harmless agitators and protesters have either been killed by the same government or are in jail. Since President Trump's designation of Nigeria and the subsequent military threats, different religious groups, including religious clerics, have been reacting. While some support Trump's threats, others countered it. Heavy security has been deployed at the national headquarters of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Abuja as former vice chairman for PDP North Central Abdulrahman Mohammed resumes his role as the party's acting national chairman. Earlier, Mohammed and his supporters gathered at the FCT office of the PDP, where he addressed the crowd, confirming that he would be taking over as acting national chairman. Mohammed was declared acting national chairman by the Samuel Anyanwu-led National Working Committee following the suspension of the party's national chairman, Umar Damagun, and National Publicity Secretary, Debo. The police command in Lagos State has declared activist Omoyele Sowore wanted for allegedly planning to incite public disorder and obstruct major roads in the state. Commissioner of Police Jimoh disclosed this to journalists this Monday at the Iyana Oworo session of the 3rd Mainland Bridge. He said the command was closing in on Sowore and others accused of coordinating activities intended to disrupt public peace. According to him, intelligence reports indicate that Sowore and his associates plan to stage demonstrations at strategic locations, including the 3rd Mainland Bridge, Lekki Toll Gate, and Freedom Park. The commissioner described the alleged plan as criminal and warned it could trigger severe traffic congestion and endanger lives. He revealed that 13 suspects have been arrested in connection with the planned protests, while Sowore allegedly fled, adding that investigations are ongoing to identify sponsors and collaborators. Jimoh said officers have been deployed across key areas, especially major bridges and highways where roadblocks and diversions were in place. Armed bandits attacked Korongi community in Buruntin local government area of Kwara State, killing no fewer than 7 traders. It was gathered that the traders were returning from the Korongi market along the Kaima-Korongi axis in the community when they were accosted by the terrorists who killed them on the spot. Exclusive visual obtained by Legit Nigeria revealed the horrifying aftermath of the attack, showing the lifeless bodies of the victims lying in pools of blood beside a bushy path near a river. According to eyewitnesses, the victims were ambushed by gunmen while returning from the market after a day's trade. A community source, Zulu Sonomboro, who spoke with Legit Nigeria, confirmed that 8 people were attacked, with 7 already confirmed dead and 1 critically injured. Zulu added that the attack left residents terrified and confused, as the area had not witnessed such a scale of violence in recent weeks. Barely weeks after securing a controversial re-election, Tanzania's President Samia Suluhu Hassan is facing the fiercest backlash of her political career. The vote held in October 2025 returned her to power in a landslide victory that opposition groups and observers dismissed as deeply flawed, marked by arrest, intimidation, and the exclusion of key challengers. The disputed outcome has reignited mass protests across major cities, with demonstrators decrying what they describe as the death of democracy under Africa's first female Muslim head of state. Security forces have responded with mass arrests, tear gas, and reported live gunfire, while the government imposed internet blackout to stem the spread of protest footage. The report. Upon her resumption of office in 2021, following the death of President John, Suluhu was welcomed as a calm, pragmatic reformer who promised openness after years of repression. Critics have said in recent times accused her of betraying that image. The opposition party says dozens of its candidates were barred or jailed before the election, turning the polls into what they describe as a one-horse race. Her opponents, who have begun calling her the tyrant in a hijab, arguing that she has joined the ranks of African long-ruling strongmen using anti-terror laws, restrictive media controls, and new taxes to consolidate power.
Restore constitutional order in your countries and respect the human rights of your people.
I have written many letters to President Samia Suluhu against the imprisonment of various political leaders and especially leaders of our sister party, Chadema.
Even if we participate in these elections, as you know, the legal framework of electoral system in Tanzania, you cannot challenge presidential elections in any court. So what the INEC, if it is truly INEC, announces, you cannot challenge. And that's why we as a party were pushing for electoral reforms before 29th of October, because we wanted a free, fair, transparent, inclusive, and participatory election. That did not happen. Right now, this matter is not with the party, it is to the public of Tanzania. And maybe I should make it clear that we have no any control of the protest. Of our job ended when we were kicked out. We were not listened by the government when we were pushing for those reforms. Right now, it is the public that has decided to take the matter in their own hands.
Beyond the ballot, deep economic frustration has fueled the unrest, as new levies on mobile transactions and small enterprises have also squeezed citizens already battling inflation and joblessness. While expressing their frustration, some protesters said they voted for hope but got hardship and fear instead.
We've seen unlawful killings happening in the country. We've seen disappearances of opposition leaders. We've seen disappearances of even very senior officials like a former ambassador of Tanzania to Cuba. We have seen closure of media outlets. We have seen closure of other online platforms.
Our leaders are using our money to buy guns and weapons to kill our children.
The crisis has spilled beyond Tanzania's border. In neighboring Kenya, activists have held solidarity marches and trended hashtags such as #StandWithTanzania and #End the Crackdown, urging the African Union and East African community to hold Suluhu accountable. Kenyan commentators say her tactics echo a continental pattern, leaders overstaying their welcome through manipulation and intimidation. Suluhu's disputed mandate follows a wave of contested polls across Africa, from Cameroon's Paul Biya to Uganda's Museveni, reinforcing perceptions of a region trapped under aging or entrenched rulers. As protests swell and Tanzania tightens its digital and physical space, the world watches to see whether Samia Suluhu Hassan will seize this moment to heal her fractured nation or cement her place among Africa's new generation of iron-fisted leaders. And that's the news. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clergy News Desk, or via handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clergy Online. Many thanks for watching. I'm Florence Joshua. Bye for now.